but also test our skills in different environments.
Coach, looking back to yesterday at lunch, you did mention that having South Africa 69 for 4, you were pretty much in a comfortable position that you compete and maybe go on to win the game. Between those two sessions towards the end of the day, with Timber Bavuma's innings basically taking the game away from you, what is it that you actually say to your players to try and wrestle their minds into fighting to keep alive in the game?
Well, discipline is always important in any game, regardless of the skill that you have. Taking into consideration the game situation, you could be in front, but with poor discipline, you could find yourself behind very quickly. I thought Bavuma played really well. We gave him an opportunity, and he sees that. Coming off of the back of lunch and 4 down. We potentially could have started with maybe Alzari, who's our fastest bowler, and pretty unsung, and has had good result against Bavuma in the series before. And I thought, not taking anything away from him, I thought he played well in that period to wrestle the game, from us and gain some advantage. But generally, it's around maintaining discipline and looking at the right combinations at the right time.
Just in terms of some of the players that really acquitted themselves quite well, could you tell us a bit about how you see someone like Jason Holder's Test future playing out? I mean, he's obviously playing in a lot of different leagues and stuff. And are there any others you'd like us to kind of keep an eye on?
It's interesting you said that. Jason is always someone that he gives his all. I mean, like majority of the players. And I knew, for instance, that this morning, for instance, he was on fumes, literally. And he's always someone who raises his hand up and says, "Coach, I'm going to give you everything today." So and as you noticed in the past, and he continues to be a valuable member of our team because of the volume of bowling that he's required to do occasionally. Ends up batting at number 8, and then has to have a heavy workload, batting and bowling. So I do believe that Jason has a lot of value to add, not only in Test cricket but across all formats. As you know, he's in the 3 squads. So it becomes important for us to manage him, or to help him manage himself, not only physically but mentally, because he's really, just like some of the other players would have put in a lot. I think Kemar Roach obviously has experience, has put in a lot. Alzari plays franchise cricket around the world and is also in 3 squads. He's also a young person that we're looking to be a leader in the future. So definitely, just managing those players. Craig, as the leader of the group, is crucial to the setup. And wicketkeeper Joshua, he did fantastic. He was fantastic behind the wicket for us. Obviously didn't get the volume of runs that he wanted in front. But yes, quite a few players there that we believe that we need to continue to support in addition to the rest of the squad.
Yeah, and just you mentioned that the ones who play in the leagues like Jason and Alzari, they're obviously still motivated to play Test cricket, and I know the report that came out earlier kind of stressed the importance of that. How will you keep them interested in the longest format, or don't you have to? Do they just want to play Test cricket?
There's no doubt that playing international cricket helps to develop your level of the game. White ball may be the big money earner, but if you really look at the ones who are very good at both red and white, they would have had a good grounding in Test cricket. So it's important for us to find that balance with the players. Yes, I know they want to play for West Indies, and we want our best players to play for West Indies. But the balance is important, and it's also their livelihood. So if we can, over the next 12 months, plan out with the key members of the different squads to work out how we could best manage the load, not only in international cricket, but franchise cricket, to keep everyone as fresh as possible, I think that we would have a good chance of being more competitive.
All right, thank you everyone, and thank you for your hospitality over the 4 days. Looking forward to seeing you for the White Ball series.
All right.
Good day, guys. Welcome to close of play, end of match press conference with West Indies head coach Andrew Coley. As usual, I'm going to ask you to just give me a slight raise of the hand if you have questions, and I'll ensure that the microphone gets around to you.
Hello, Andrew.
How are you, man?
Hi, all good, thank you. There's some decent bowling, and obviously the pitch is getting a little old. But besides those factors, how do you explain the kind of poor batting that we saw from West Indies today?
Well, whatever we needed to have done, or whatever we did well, we needed to have done it a lot longer. There were periods in both test matches, where we had significant partnerships, or a partnership that was trending towards a significant partnership, maybe 50 odd. And then a key moment, let's say a key bowler came on, broke that partnership, which then exposed someone else. So from that standpoint, we weren't able to have significant batting partnerships, at least one or two in both test matches that would have allowed us to score at least 300 in one innings. That, I believe, would have made a difference.
It's fair to say you expected a lot better from your players today?
For sure. Obviously, if you look at the stats here, 300 plus, close to 400 would have been a daunting target, but still doable. We were 6 down within the session, so and that obviously made it difficult.
Andre, the final winning margin looks very big, but if we go back to yesterday, you guys were in a really, really competitive position, and you probably thought you were in with a chance of winning the game. Just what do you feel went wrong for you yesterday, or was it a matter of just saying an exceptional innings took the game away from you?
When I reflect on yesterday, 2 key moments come to mind. So when I think around the lunchtime, 69 for 4, obviously was a key moment where we potentially could have dropped the hammer to get another wicket. And then around tea time, 145 for about 5. That was also another crucial period where if we had gotten another wicket or so, would have limited whatever total we needed to chase. So those 2 moments actually spring to mind.
Where do you think West Indies as a test team goes from here? I mean, there's a bit of a break before you play India. What kinds of things do you have to look at in the next couple of months and perhaps for the next cycle?
Each test series brings its own challenges. We're in South Africa, slightly different pitches in terms of how the ball bounces. Against our next test assignment is again against India in the Caribbean. So the planning will have to be specific around that. We will look obviously to take what can be taken from this series moving forward. But when that time comes around, we have enough time to plan for that. We have to ensure that we do that.
Coach, this has been a tour of Zimbabwe and South Africa. Zimbabwe, where Bob Marley, played at the independence of celebration at Reforest Stadium. South Africa has a long history with countries in the West Indies. Just reflecting on the political significance of the tour, maybe for a second.
I'm not a politician by any means. It's obviously, we are always happy to tour Africa and play. Obviously, playing in Zimbabwe was a good experience. Some of the guys would have been in there before. Everybody loves the West Indian culture. Also good to be back in South Africa for different challenges. So it's always good to be here and then, getting an opportunity to experience different cultures, but also test our skills in different environments.